multi-millionaire property developer, good friend of mine, Ste Hamilton.
My name is Stephen Hamilton.
Where we're from, life is just tough.
I have been in the industry nearly 9 years.
We do what we have to do to get by.
Guys, welcome to another podcast. Today I have a special guest and good friend of mine, Ste Hamilton, multi-millionaire property developer based in UK. Ste, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate the invite. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. I got out of bed this morning and I've pulled a muscle in my back. So not moving freely. You won't see it in this, but when I'm up and about, I'm walking like I am 85 years old. But other than that, I'm fantastic as always.
Nice, nice. And congratulations on the new car.
Hey, thank you so much. There's only you that actually knows what the new car is. There's only a handful of people that know. I haven't released it on social media yet.
Right.
But I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. So, Ste, before we dive into your remarkable property journey, congratulations on the arrival of baby Cruz.
Yes, that's my world.
Having a child often brings about a profound change in one's life. So, Ste, could you share with us how Cruz arrival impact your perspective on business?
Yeah, so two things here, Nick, actually, to be completely honest. Was I prepared for what to experience when Cruz comes?
Yeah.
No. You have a vision of what it's like to have a child, and you can prepare yourself and talk and talk and talk, but until that child arrives, you have no idea. And the second he was born and that first cry and everything else, something happens. I don't know how to explain it, but your world changes in that instance. And my world definitely changed as soon as I saw that little boy. He is just my whole world. I am completely and utterly obsessed. Now, Isabella's my life. That's my fiance, and nothing will ever take Isabella's place. But the love that I have for both of them now, two different types of love, but it just brings my world together as one.
All right.
I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed.
Bless him, and good to hear as well. And in terms of like how everything right now, because like you say, you weren't prepared, but the cry, the midnight wake up, I know everything.
Yeah.
So how are you preparing and how everything's going on at the moment?
Yeah, so he was born in February, and we spent 2 weeks in hospital. And then me and Isabella, who we've built this, everything we have, we built together as 50-50.
Yeah.
We made a decision that I'm going to step forward in the business and she's going to take a slight step back, even though she still does every single thing behind the scenes. Yeah. And she's going to make sure that Cruz is looked after. So she does all the night feeds, she goes through all the nights. She basically lets me sleep in order to the business to keep going forward, because nothing prepares you. Yeah. And the crying stages and all that kind of stuff, Cruz never really cried. Cruz only cries when he's hungry. He's just a happy baby. Isabella's created an environment that just makes him happy all the time. So nothing prepares you, but it's very short-lived. He's 6 months now, and those 6 months have just flown by, and you just have to take every day as it comes, because each baby, I believe, is different. But would I change anything? No, nothing at all. I'm happy with everything that's happened, because it's probably my biggest achievement. Well, I say probably, he's my biggest achievement ever.
Well, bless him, Ste. So right, okay, before we move into everything, what you used to do before property, who you came into property world, Ste? Yeah,
so from the age of 15 years old when I left school, up until I was 23 and when my mum passed away, I just did whatever I had to do to survive. I was from a council estate, or I am from a council estate, and where we're from, life is just tough. It's difficult. So we do what we have to do to get by. And then I got given an opportunity by a guy in Birmingham, and he took me into his business, and for 4 years I literally got to learn. He wasn't a paid mentor, and when I look at it at the time when I was there, he wasn't my mentor, but you know, now, yes, that guy taught me everything I know. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in this position I am in today. So he was my mentor, but not in property. He was my mentor in business and life. And the information he gave me, even little messages he used to send me on a night time, and you know, when I have conversations when we was having dinner or we was driving somewhere, when I look back at the conversations that I had with this human, he was teaching me, but he didn't even know himself that he was teaching me.
Right.
So I worked with him for 4 years. I was basically his right-hand man.
I see.
And that gave me the funds to be able to buy a property. But I never went into buying that first property as though I was going into property like I am today. It was my pension.
Right.
But then once I earned some more money, I was able to buy 2 or 3. And then when somebody explained how the property world works to me, I was like, wow, this is life-changing. Why have I never heard of this before? But uneducated, didn't understand property, didn't understand finances, didn't understand refinances with banks, didn't understand how the banks lend you money to create this kind of wealth. So it was all a learning curve. So I kind of stumbled into it.
Right. And what you used to do with this guy?
So he was a solicitor, and I basically just was like his admin. I just used to do all his paperwork, all his files, deal with his clients. And the reason he loved me was because I'm very good with people. And he spotted that from a distance. That's why he gave me an opportunity. But yeah, he just got me in and taught me everything I know.
I see. Is it the guy who I met in your previous office?
Sean, big guy, 6 foot.
No, not that one.
Which one did you meet?
Probably 56 years old.
Oh, Doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Prasad.
he's like, he taught me all of my property stuff.
Okay.
Dr. Prasad was somebody who explained to me, Steve, buy assets. Once you've got them, add value, refinance, and repeat. Because his dad was the first £1 million GP in the West Midlands.
Right.
That was his salary, and he owned everything everywhere. So Doctor who you met, he was my property mentor. But again, he didn't know. He was just a friend who was helping me.
You're just giving you advice.
Yeah,
right?
and I still speak to him to this day.
Right. And how did you get introduced with him?
So he was the doctor from where I grew up. So we used to go and do little jobs for him. So at his surgery, we used to go and, you know, do his gardens or paint his fence in the summer and stuff like that when we was younger. So I always knew who he was. He was our GP in the area.
All right, I see. That's interesting.
Yep.
That's interesting.
I've never actually talked about that before. You've met him, obviously. You met him at my offices. But yeah, that was the guy who gave me all my knowledge in property.
Wow, so just working with him and everything.
He owns everything. He owns lots and lots of things. His income, his dad unfortunately passed away, but his mom inherited all the properties, and then his sister's got lots of properties, his brother's got lots of properties. The whole family are built around property, even though they're all GPs.
All right. I think I still remember when we met him, you said that he owns property in London as well.
London, Canary Wharf, lots in the West Midlands, Liverpool. He's got properties everywhere.
Very simple.
You met him?
Yeah.
You would never know.
Exactly.
Yeah, very simple guy, very wealthy.
Yeah, I see. And how long you been in property now?
9 years.
9 years.
Coming up this year, 9 years.
Coming up this year, 9 years. Yeah. And what is the normal struggles in property?
When you're starting out, it's money. It's cash flow.
Yeah.
And I think what a lot of people get caught up with today, Nick, is what strategy they're going to do. I think people try and do too much. Whereas when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing, so I wasn't doing too much, and I kind of just fell through the first 2 or 3 years. Then I understood how it worked, and I just concentrated solely on building a portfolio. And then 3 years ago, when I started social media, that's when I was like, okay, we'll start some bits and pieces. But I had money, so I was able to have someone run that division, have someone run that division, have someone run that division. But still, 9 years later, I'm still that big, and I'm still growing. And yeah, I think struggling at the beginning, finance you'll always struggle with to start with, and understanding what strategy is best for you.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because I've seen people who try to do everything at once and they do nothing.
Yeah, because you get excited.
Yeah.
You get excited. You have a little bit of success with something, and then you see that it can open the door to something else. and you're like, yeah, we'll do that as well. But then you're spreading yourself too thin, and you just want to concentrate on the one that makes you the most money at first. It's all about having cash flow.
Yeah.
It's all about making sure there's money in the bank for an opportunity comes along, or if an opportunity comes along, you're there before anybody.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And even right now, because I have letting team as well, but I don't spend any time over there.
Yeah.
Because I solely focus on deal finding.
Yeah, because you're doing amazingly well with deal finding. So I would exhaust it. I would push and push and push if I was you for 3 years, fill the bank account with money, get all of the clients that you've worked for to keep spreading your good name, and then stick someone in charge of that then. So you still get them in, but someone runs it for you, and then you get to focus on the next strategy. Yeah, that's my advice.
No, I totally agree with you, and that's what I'm focusing at the moment actually.
Yeah.
So once I have someone, I'll teach him how to do it, everything. So I'll focus on other stuff.
It's finding the people who will do it like you. It's not as easy as you think.
No, it's not easy. Yeah, I've met few people who are really interested and keen to join my team. I taught them everything, but they left as soon as I will learn everything. But this is again part of the journey.
Yeah, you'll never change that. You'll never change that, Nick. That's just human nature. For every 100 bad eggs, you will find one good. So you'll be okay.
Right. Thank you very much for that. And so, why property, Steve? That's an interesting question. Because there are multiple ways to invest. Why property?
Because growing up, I always knew I was different. So if a car drove past that was a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, Range Rovers especially, Range Rovers they're my cars. I've always had Range Rovers. And when I used to see them, I used to be like, how do you get them? I'm not a jealous person. I'm somebody who looks at someone and goes, okay, I might not support you for the first year, but that's because why should I support somebody who's not consistent? Because lots of people can do stuff for 4 or 5 months. The whole world. I like people who can do things consistently, year in, year out. Making £1 million is really cool. Getting $1 million, oh my God, you made $1 million. You deserve all the accolades. Do it again. Consistency. Show me you can maintain. You bought your Range Rover. Remember your Range Rover before you had your new Defender? So you bought your Range Rover, so you deserve a round of applause, but show me you can level up again then. Because the first time anyone can achieve, it's the maintaining. So when I was watching as a kid growing up and seeing all these people who used to drive past me, because where we're from, we never really saw wealthy people, I was always intrigued as to what most people did. And then I came to Colmore Row 10 years, 15 years ago, and I remember walking up and down Colmore Row where I always dreamed of having offices. Now I have them, and I have probably one of the best offices on Colmore Row. Every time I used to hear people talk, it was always property or construction. Goes hand in hand. And then obviously as I was getting around people in the jewellery quarter asking how they made their money, all I ever heard people say was property. So I was like, there's got to be something behind it. And then if you look at all the richest people in the world, a lot of them own huge businesses, but they have huge portfolios of land or buildings or property. So it was just something that I thought to myself, this is how I'm going to create money. Because remember, at first I just wanted to be rich. I didn't care about wealth. Two completely different things. I just wanted to be rich because I just wanted to buy Rolexes, Range Rovers, live in a beautiful big house. But then as you start earning money and you start getting those things, that's when you start thinking, okay, now I need to concentrate on wealth because I need to be able to give this to my children without me being here. And property to me is the only thing that I could see personally.
Right. And what happened? So you said before you get into the property with the BRS strategy, you bought normal buy-to-let home.
Yeah, normal buy-to-let, yeah. But then obviously, Nick, as you know right now, because that's what you do for people, I had them for 2 or 3 years. So naturally, I had capital appreciation, which at the time, no clue what that was. I didn't understand it.
How much was the house price when you bought it?
50,000, 60,000, yeah.
Which year are we talking about?
2015, 2014. Wow. 2014, 2015.
Right.
And they went up to 90, 100. One of the ones that was 65 went up to 110. So all of a sudden now I've got another 150, 200,000 pound, which I didn't know I was going to get. And then obviously you're able to refinance, as in you know, go to the bank and get them to give you money, and you're like, this is tax free. Like, you're giving me money and I ain't got to pay no tax on it.
Yeah.
You know, wow. But I've got to pay obviously my my interest. But if you know how to use money correctly,
Yeah.
it's just
Snowball effect, isn't it?
right. It's even when I think about it today, some people will never understand it. The ones who want to understand it will learn how to do it. But when you explain to people you can buy something, add value, refinance, pull all your money out, and hopefully more, and there's no tax on it, people are like, how?
Yeah.
But that was me. But now I understand it. Once you get it, once you understand it and it clicks in your head,
Yeah.
if you've got tunnel vision and you've got a dream and you've got a process step by step how to get to that dream, it's unstoppable.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, Steve. And so it's been like 3 years you're in social media, right?
Yes, 2.5.
What made you get into social media?
Money. A very, very well-known person said to me, you live a crazy life. You have all the trappings of success on this scale. If you came on social media, give it 5 years, you'll be the biggest in the UK. And I sat at home with Isabella, didn't like my photo,
Yeah.
don't like cameras, and I was like, right.
You have 2 or 3 cameras following you.
Yeah, 3 videographers, 3 full-time videographers. We've got
Yeah.
one standing right there, Ayush, who's the latest addition. When I understood social media, and I know I'm trying to get to 100 million in cash and assets. That was my dream. Now I'm going to go way past that. But social media is the key. Social media opens doors.
Yeah.
Social media gives you opportunities that you would not have without your face out there.
Yeah.
So it just took a little bit of time for me to get used to it and understand it, and a little bit of time for me to be like, what am I trying to gain out of this? But then as soon as I understood it, it was the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, with the social media, you are all over with the property in social media, but how did you come up with the strategy with social media?
Just me and Isabella sitting down. We just sat down together, and I'm very much of the thought process, Nick, and you've been around me, so you know when I say something, I have to be the best. Full stop. I have to be number one, because if I'm going into something and I'm not number one, what am I doing? What am I going into it for? To play?
Yeah,
no, I'm here to win.
Yeah.
I'm here to take over. I'm here to be number one. Everything.
Yeah.
No matter what I do, whether me and you are playing a game of pool, we go and play golf, I can't let you beat me.
Yeah.
It's just in my nature. So when I came on social media, I was like, right, if I'm going on social media, I have to be the best. So my strategy was hire a videographer from day one. So in-house, which is Duna,
Yeah.
you know him, have an in-house videographer documenting everything I do day in, day out. And then the strategies in social media, they come as time. You start understanding how things work. You start understanding what people want to see. You start understanding what works for you. And I'm a property developer, first and foremost. You've been to a lot of my projects.
Yeah.
My job is to develop properties and make money.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I need to document that I am a property developer. So I'm not like all these other gurus and influencers out there. Yes, I have a circle. Yes, I do education, but I don't push it. And my job is not to sell courses or spaces in my circle. My job is to be a property developer first, all the rest is second. So I said to Isabella, we need to document our journey week by week.
Yeah.
And that's how the weekly was born.
Yeah.
And we did.
And you did the last one, isn't it?
My last one was yesterday.
Yeah.
88 weeks, consistently, never missed. And today is my first daily. So every single day now on YouTube, my day will be posted at 6 o'clock.
Wow.
And then Saturday, Sundays will be my videos that I do with Duna. So I will post now on social media, YouTube, 7 days a week for 365 days. Then we will analyse, has it brought us more traction than doing it weekly?
Right.
So today's the first day.
Wow. Congratulations. And
thank you very much.
Best of luck, Steve.
Well, it's
a new challenge, I know, because
it's a difficult challenge.
Yeah, daily is having camera following all around you.
Yeah, daily, and then editing.
Yeah.
Exporting, getting it on the channel ready to release at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I have a great team now. Like, my team is sensational.
So when you hired, how many videographer hired initially? Just
One. Duna was number one.
Yeah.
And then we had AMS.
Yeah.
Remember AMS?
Yeah.
and then we had Phil, who's outside, and then about 3 months ago, Ayush was born.
Yeah.
So we have 3 full-time in-house, all contracted.
Where did you get this idea? You need 3 videographers.
So the first one was because Nik can put 2 videos a week out with time and filming. Phil was the weekly.
Yeah.
And then this guy's in now for reels, thumbnails, but he will step up to be a full-time videographer as well, and then somebody will replace him. So in the next 4 months, I will have 4, because content is key.
Yeah.
Without content, nobody knows what you're doing.
And who plans everything? Like, okay, Steve, we're gonna focus on this one with new strategy and everything.
Yeah, so I do all that with Isabella.
You focus on property as well.
Yeah, and then we now have got like a team meeting where we have a team meeting every Monday and Thursday, and we put out ideas, and then we all come together, and then we film what needs to be filmed.
And what would you do differently if you had to start in the social media again?
I'd hire more videographers to start with.
More videographers?
Yeah. So from day one,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have just had Duna for the first 9 months. I'd have had 3 from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing I would have done different.
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as too much content. Because you post a video today, Nick, on your Instagram, okay, and you talk about a new property you've just sourced for a client, and you post it. I guarantee you, if you repost that in 3 days, people would have missed it the first time. Guarantee, because not everybody's always watching.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as too much content.
I mean, and I really like with the videographer, actually. That's why I'm hiring one as well.
Yep.
So that I can document my journey as well and
Yep.
share. And that gives an opportunity, opens doors. And what have changed since you joined social media then?
More opportunities. Way more
Connection.
opportunities. Connections are on a whole different level. I would have never met you.
Yeah.
Everything about social media is... It's just amazing if you use it correctly. I get a lot of negativity, get a lot of comments, get a lot of slurs, get a lot of innuendos. I pay no attention. I concentrate on the support and I forget about the negativity. It took me a while because obviously not everybody likes to be criticised. I don't like to be criticised on social media by someone, but eventually you start understanding, well, that don't mean anything, so it's pointless.
Yeah.
And then you just got to keep growing and growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, a few things I have noted down as well, actually.
Yep.
The social media side. And so this is something very interesting. So box 11. Yeah, this was with your family. I saw the photos and videos. Tell me something about this. You had your Isabella family cruise in the box.
Yeah, achievement, like another thing off my bucket list. So I was born in West Brom, Smethwick, and I'm a huge West Bromwich Albion fan. It's like one of my biggest parts of my life outside of my family.
Yeah.
And I used to sit in something called the Smethwick end, and I used to look up at the boxes, and I used to think, how much money do you need to sit in one of them? But you've got your own room.
So you have like access anytime? Or
Yeah, so I can go to my box at any time, so I can have my meetings there. My box is now all branded.
Yeah.
So I branded I'm the first person at West Brom to ever brand a box.
Already?
No one had ever done it.
You have to pay extra for that?
So now I just pay for it, and then you have to leave a deposit with the club in case you leave after a year and it has to be rectified. But I'm never leaving. I will have that now forever. Quite expensive they are, but I've always used to look up at the boxes and go, I wonder what they do. You know, you got your name is on the box, and you know, you got the lovely seats and it's inside, you get food, you get drink, and I was like, wow, one day. And that day happened. I bought it a month ago, and my first game was on Saturday just gone. And thank you. My Isabella, my son, close friends and family, and it was just one of them days that you know, I dreamed about that day for 15 years.
Wow.
And yeah, another thing off the bucket list, another achievement. My problem is when I achieve something, I'm already thinking about what to do next instead of enjoying the moment. So I did enjoy the moment at the game, but then as soon as I was out the box and I was gone, instead of like sitting at home going, that was amazing, I was like, right, what am I doing next? What's next? So now, like, how do I buy the football club? Or how do I get it to where my son can buy the football club, which my son will buy that football club in his lifetime, guaranteed, because I will make it happen, and then he has to take it to that next level. It would be great if I could buy that football club in my lifetime, but not sure I have enough years to get that done.
Yeah, nice. So to get into the box, is there any criteria that you have to go through?
Money.
Just money.
Money. Yeah, just money.
Yeah.
You got to be able to afford it.
Yeah.
And they got me box 11.
Wow.
They got me box 11, so my box is box 11. My son's middle name's 11. You know, all my number plates on my cars are 11. Yeah. Everything around me is 11. They got me box 11 at my football club.
Wow. Oh, I see. So tell me about 11, because some people have no clue what's 11.
Yeah, so my mom passed away when I was 23. My granddad passed away when I was 16. The two closest people in my entire world to me. And 11 is something that just always, everywhere I went, I used to see 11, 11. Didn't have any idea what it meant. It was just one of those things. And then I researched 11 a while back, and I was like, it's like a spiritual number, and it means that someone above is guiding you. And I was like, oh my God, like this is nuts. And then everywhere, like it doesn't matter what happens, Nick, I can pick my phone up, it's 11:11. I can look at night, it's 11:11. We go out somewhere, I'm buying houses number 11. I sit at table 11. It just kept happening over and over again. So in the end, I just embraced it. So I called my company's 11. I've got, you know, all the 11 number plates. And then my son's middle name is 11. And it's just a number that's super special to me. And I believe it has guided me into the situation that I am today.
Right. There are a few other angel numbers as well, isn't it?
Yes.
People say 8 is the number.
Well, 8's a Chinese. That's their number. So I think that is... there's a number plate. I think that's the most expensive plate in the UK actually purchased. I don't know, but yeah, 8 is an angel number. I think 7 has got something to do with it as well. But there is a few, and obviously you got to find which one means something to you. And 11 was the one that was something to me.
Oh, I see. Okay, just circle back with the box question, Steve. I'm very curious.
Yep.
So, in that stadium, was the cheapest and was the expensive box?
So they come in packages.
Okay.
I had the most expensive package, so I have all my dinners, I have free drinks, complimentary. I'm literally on the halfway line. I could have had the one that was complete centre, but that was box 14 and I wanted 11, so I'm just off centre. So there are different packages and different amounts of money you can spend on a box.
So, and it depends on what you include.
What you want. What do you want? Food? Do you want drink? What service you want? And all that kind of stuff that adds money on.
I see. And what's your plan now? Is that?
That's it now. I've got the box for this season. I will have it for every season now going forward.
So you have every season after every season?
You pay every season after every season. So as long as business keeps going according to plan, I will have that now forever and a day.
It will go bigger than this.
I just, you know, you don't know what's around the corner. But so that's my box now. So I can't never be kicked out unless I don't pay for the box, and then I say I'm not having it. But box 11 now will stay with my family till Cruz decides he wants to buy the club.
Okay. With the Cruz, very interesting question I have. So how are you going to make sure that he's not going to waste your money, instead he's going to utilize and leverage the fund?
So there's everybody has different ways, and everybody has different ideas on how children are. Now I'm going to buy Cruz anything he wants. Okay, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. 17 years old, his first car can be whatever he wants. Okay, because I'm going to bring him up correctly. So at 17 years old, he's not going to be a brat, because I believe that you implement that as a parent. So if he's spoilt, yes, I'm going to spoil him rotten, but I'm going to spoil him and I'm still going to teach him. And I'm going to prove to people that just because you buy your children everything doesn't mean that they're brats, and doesn't mean that they have no manners, because my manners are impeccable. Please and thank you. My mum brought me up that if I didn't hold the door open for someone, I used to get a whack around the back of the head. Even at 15 years old, 16 years old, 17 years old, if I swore in front of my mum, she'd just whack me. So I always knew to have respect, and you've been around me a while. My manners are absolutely sensational. So I know that I can bring Cruz up with the same way. Some parents don't even look at their children and say, when someone hands their children something, they don't go, oh, say please or thank you or anything like that. They just carry on. I don't know what you're doing. Say thank you.
Exactly.
So I know that I can bring my son up. I know my Isabella will bring our son up with the correct morals, the correct attitude, but we can spoil him. And I want to give him everything I never had. So if it does go wrong and he does spend it all, that's down to me and Isabella failing at our jobs as parents.
It's very different to hear different perspective. I've met few parents who blame their kids why they haven't achieved this or that because of my kid, because of that. But what you said is different perspective.
Yeah. I don't think you can blame a child for failing.
Yeah.
You're the parent, needs to bring them up correctly to where they know. So I walked around yesterday, I went for dinner with my family and I took my son outside and I went down by the river and we was just walking, and obviously he's 5.5 months old, nearly 6 months, and as we're walking, and I'm constantly doing it, I'm always telling him how he's going to be great. Constantly. I just walk around and I'll be like, oh, you're going, you know, like you're here for a reason. God put you on this earth for a reason. You're going to do great things. You're going to change the world. My son is going to be given confidence and positivity everywhere. We have no negativity around my son. If there's a problem, don't speak about it in front of Cruz. I don't want that energy around him. We only want to talk about good things, good people, and what you're going to do. So again, if I can implement that all the way up until he's 16 years old, he's not going to know anything different. So that's my plan.
Wow. Stu, I don't know, you have mentioned in any of the videos, or who's your mentor, because you have everything going on, family, business, 11 luxury estate, everything. Who's your mentor?
I don't have one at the minute.
How you make sure that you are on track?
Myself. There's only me and Isabella that can make sure that we're on track. I have great people around me, and I've achieved a lot in my life. I've probably achieved more than most people could ever dream of from the situation that I was in, but it's still not enough. So I'm just as hungry as that day you met me all that while ago. I'm probably even more hungry now. And I said to you when you were starting, I was like, you'll never outwork me. And then you was like, we'll see. And people like you motivate me. Now, I just sit and watch, like I said. Everybody can start something. Can you maintain it? You're showing me now you're maintaining. So you deserve a round of applause, but you don't deserve a round of applause after 4 months. You deserve a round of applause after a year. Then you deserve a round of applause after 2 years. Then everybody deserves a lot more recognition when they're doing it. I'm hungry, like I'm more hungry now than when I started, because now I have everything and I want more. I want way more than what I've got now. I want to be able to wake up in the morning and go and spend £1 million on whatever I want and not even think about it. I want to wake up in the morning and go, I want to buy that building and convert it into 600 apartments. Don't need to think about it. I want to be able to wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going on holiday for a month and my team have got it under control. And in order to achieve all that, you have to be on it 24/7. Your brain has to be completely working all the time.
Wow. So Steve, now we are in final stage. I've just a few questions. What message do you have for someone who's starting new?
Always, in my opinion, today's world, especially the world we're in with social media, you need a mentor. You've got to get a mentor. Now, some people think they're bigger than that. Some people have got an ego. Some people don't want a mentor. Some people pick the wrong mentors. You need a mentor who is harsh. You need a mentor who's going to pull you up when you're doing wrong. You need a mentor who is doing what you're trying to do. But you need to stay away from mentors who have vices. Now, there's a lot of people out there that do drugs. There's a lot of people out there that drink a lot of alcohol. Don't follow these people, because that guy who mentored me in business, he ended up being an alcoholic and a drug addict because he had so much money. So he used to sniff coke on a weekend, and then it turned into in the daytime. Then he used to drink a bottle of wine every day, and then it was whiskey and vodka. These are not the people you want to associate yourselves with. Like, so when you pick a mentor, you got to find that mentor, and when you get a good one, You shouldn't let them go,
Yeah.
because you can always learn. The knowledge that a mentor has, if you find the right ones doing what you want to do, you could skip 5 years of nonsense and jump straight to that stage, because the mentor should be able to do that for you. And you should always be following mentors.
Yeah.
So if you see something working for somebody that you admire, implement it, because it works.
Yeah.
You don't have to copy it full scale, but implement it and do it to the way that you want to do it. So anybody starting out in this industry, anybody starting out in any business,
Yeah.
needs to find a mentor. Rule number one, in my opinion.
And how to find the correct mentor to make sure.
That's down to you, Nick. You've got to do your due diligence on
Yeah.
people, and you've got to watch, are they doing what I want to do? Are they going to tell me when I'm doing something wrong? Are they going to give me correct information? Or, because I'm paying them, are they just going to agree with every single thing I say?
Yeah.
If that's the case, you don't want that mentor. You want a mentor who's going to say, no, don't do that. Look at this first.
Yeah.
But also, when you're starting out, don't have an ego. That's the key. Don't think you know everything.
Yeah.
Don't think that you are above everybody. Sit back, listen, implement, work hard, and eventually doors will open.
Right. Another one. You might be interested in this question. Message for your haters.
So, yeah, I think with success, hate comes. Some people don't like people doing well.
Yeah.
Some people are not happy in their own lives, so they have to comment on other people's lives, and you have to be in control of your mental state.
Yeah.
Because if you can't control your mind, and you can't control how you perceive or how you think or how you handle criticism, haters can literally tear you down. They can make you start like losing your head.
Yeah.
But if you use haters correctly,
Yeah.
they're a real good fuel. Like, when someone tells you can't do something, if someone tells me I can't do something, Nick, oh my God, like, you've just started something that you're gonna hate. Because if you say to me, Ste, you know what, you can't build 160 apartments. Are you crazy? You can't do it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do anything that I want to. Anything I put my mind to, I will be the best at. So when a hater starts with me, when they send stuff that I can't respond to, like racist comments, horrible slurs, nonsense, I just block and move on. But when someone messages me and says, you never did that, or you can't do that, or you can't achieve that, don't look at my page in 6 months, because I'm telling you, it's going to be on there with me outside it. And if you're a hater now, you're going to want to jump off a building when you see what I actually can do. So use it, fuel.
Yeah.
Don't get upset by haters. If you've got nobody hating on you, nobody seeing anything, you can't. Not everybody likes everybody. That's the key to life. If you are liked by every single person, you're fake, because you're showing a different face to every person in order for them to like you. Sometimes in life, 40% of people who you meet don't like you, and that's fine. It's completely fine not being liked by somebody, because I meet people and, you know, sometimes the way they talk, annoy me, or the way they dress. Some people might smell a certain way, some people might act a certain way, some people might even eat in a certain way. Oh, I don't like that. Doesn't mean I don't like the person for them, just I don't like certain things you do. So not everybody can like everybody.
Any message for haters then?
A message from my haters? Just keep watching. Just keep watching, because I've got so much more to come, and every single day I'm progressing, every single day I'm doing something new, day by day I'm inspiring somebody, and day by day I'm achieving my dreams.
Thank you very much, Ste. And that's it. Guys, that's it. That's the end of the podcast. And what do you think? How is the podcast?
Absolutely incredible. I love the way you was planned. You had your questions. The setup is absolutely incredible. And the way it flows as well. You're a fantastic host. So thank you very much for inviting me down today.
Thank you very much, Ste. Really
You're welcome. Thank you.
Very much.
Appreciate it.